Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the farm. I've got the huts moved. Dad's backing up the spreader, and I'm going to clean these huts that we weaned from 6 calves yesterday. And then we've got 5 in the calf barn that are ready to move out here. And we got room, we'll have room for 1 more calf out here before we start filling the calf barn again. And now I've got the spreader full, and we're gonna go haul it out. And I am in the 7220 hauling out the manure load. I'm gonna be taking it to where we've been hauling since 3rd crop. I probably haven't hauled any manure since last spring, maybe even in a video. This is a much better tractor to do that with than the MX150. Even though the MX150 is now 100% chore tractor, has been since we got the 12-row planter. This one's maybe gotten a little bit babied now that we've got the Puma. Not quite as much, but a lot of the summer and fall work is transition hours off of this tractor and onto the Puma. Everyone likes driving that tractor so much. But a little squeaky back here. This calf manure is good stuff. A lot of light shavings in it, but there is some wetter stuff that does fly pretty good, so. That corn silage field for our heifers looks really nice. Right above, that's a new seeding field over there. But yeah, corn silage corn looks good over here. And then that corner bean field looks very nice. Got fungicide, looks pretty uniform as far as how things are starting to turn. I haven't looked at the beans lately. Maybe we'll get out, take a peek. These beans for the most part look pretty decent. Pods look good. They are lodged a little. This is a no-till field, but maybe let's see what some of these green plants look like here. How much more life they've got in them. But a lot of 3 to 4 potters per node. That's really good to see. I did not get the root off with that, but beans look very good. They got still have pods all the way to the top, but at the bottom they're packing them on. About up to my waist. And then this is one of our best looking cornfields, just by looking at here. Wow, some big ears. Ears in this field are about up to my shoulder, which is crazy. And this field does look like have some some rust. That might be tar spot, I don't know. But I think we're at the point now where the tar spot sets in. We're gonna be just fine. I'm gonna pull one of these bad guys. I have, until this year, I've not been able to do this before. I have my thumb and my middle finger trying to wrap my hand around this ear of corn. I cannot get all the way around. I do have decently sized hands. I do wear extra large gloves just for reference. But let's count. 20 by 38. I'm not going to do the yield calculation right now, what that would spread out to across the whole field, but should be a lot. It is drying down. And look at those, that depth on those kernels. Almost half milk line. So if we were going to chop this, we would probably want to think about that in a few days, but this is most likely 95% gonna be dry corn hauled to town. But wow. And it's the next day. We did not do any chopping yesterday as we got rain we got some rain at 11 o'clock yesterday, and that was a little too much for us to chop yesterday. So, but we got calves in the huts. And the weather is picking up as far as heat again, so that'll help accelerate some of that corn silage a little quicker. And from here on out, it'll be all new seeding, fourth crop. As far as getting 4 crops, we're still considering this fourth crop, but everything that's taken 4 cuts off is done for the year. And everything will, from now on, will be second cut of new seeding to finish out the bag. And it's way thicker than we originally anticipated, so who knows how. And off in the distance, Dad has all 3 wagons over there, and he is now chopping. Looks like he's already got 1 loaded. He's working on the second. And third one is parked still. And the waterway down here is laid down, and it's going to make some excellent dry cow hay. And it'll get fed to the heifers too for the winter. They really like the stuff from this grass waterway, and it looks like good stuff. And Dad moved to another field, and our apron wagon blew a tire. And we've only got 1 of those and 2 with the twin auger unloading system. And the second load that I unloaded with the twin augers was really tough, because when the haylage is dry like it is right now, and your flighting is not the best on your wagons, it sometimes plugs and you have to go and unload really slow. So it'd be nice to have 3 apron wagons, but you don't. So we just gotta deal with it, and that might be something we have to address going into the winter. But Dad said that the stuff that he's chopping now has a little more moisture in it, so that's a relief. But like I said in the previous video and the beginning of this one, when I did some crop scouting hauling manure yesterday morning, beans are turning. Earlier today, when I was going to school, I am attending a 2-year school, and I'm taking 1 class in person and some online courses right now for dairy science and ag business. But on my way to school this morning, there was 1 field that I saw that the farmer had probably combined 15 to 20 acres in the middle of the field with a variety that Looked pretty dry. It was the driest stuff I've seen drying down, and probably had to quit because it was too wet yesterday or the day before if they got rain down there. But I'm sure they're going full force today because it is a nice, warm, sunny, dry day. So it'll be cool to see combines running soon, choppers chopping corn silage soon, even though some neighbors already are. But like I've said before, it'll be a bit for us yet, but keep working at this fourth crop. First load from another field, load number 4 going in on the day, and I am able to unload a lot faster. There is more moisture. I'm wondering if that's due to the hay being thicker over there, but it should have dried out at the same rate because it got rain on at the same time yesterday. But it's just weird how that happens. Maybe this field just was thicker and more water underneath yesterday, but nice to unload a bag quicker. But I'm ready for corn silage. I like bagging corn silage better, and just you can go a lot quicker with corn silage, and most of our corn silage is right here on this field, so that's extremely efficient, and it really only takes 2 people for most of corn silage, because even at the other farm, it's right there too. So only maybe part of the second bag we make at home we have to haul a long ways, and then we'll haul with 2 people. But even then, you can keep up with 2 wagons running and 2 people. And now I'm up at the new seeding field next to the bag site. Got the manure spreader unhooked there, wagon. And here's some alfalfa that's still standing, and here's what we have in the windrow. So if you watched the previous video, or maybe even the beginning of this one, I can't remember when I said it, but we did have to reseed some into standing new seeding this year because we had a weed problem, and the weeds did not allow the alfalfa to grow in some spots in almost every field except for the one that we planted into old soybean ground from last year. But as you can see right now, here's a good place to look. We've got alfalfa growing right there. Could have used some more moisture, but we did not cut where we reseeded just because the amount of traffic and the tines picking up of the merger and the hay head could rip those tiny plants, and they may not have a chance. We want this to be with us for 2 more years, and we don't want to have to patch something in next year in all of these spots, which next year alfalfa would not work, because alfalfa, you cannot plant alfalfa into established alfalfa. Alfalfa gives off a toxicity to new seedlings, so that's why when we take alfalfa out, we put it into corn instead of for a few years, and even soybeans at some point, and we have to give it a rest before we put new alfalfa back in there. I don't know why that is, or why alfalfa does that, but this stuff is a little more mature. But I believe all of our alfalfa this year is the low lignin variety, which should be more digestible. It'll be a little more forgiving when we do get extended with, sometimes it rains too much and we can't cut, and overall that'll be more digestible for the cows, and hopefully should produce more milk. Here he comes with the chopper. And for me, I'm done hauling, but Dad is just gonna keep chopping, and I'm gonna go to the barn, switch some cows, feed calves. So we will maybe see you tomorrow if we're not done with the bag yet, which tomorrow will be it for sure. Back after chores, and we're gonna go finish chopping what was cut today, and we'll be done whether or not we fill the bag or pull it just in time. Might come out perfectly, but Dad had to come feed calves because I had 6 cows to breed when I got there. So most I've ever done in a day. Doubt I'll get them all pregnant, but if I get a few, that'll be good. But I don't have much experience doing that many in a day. I don't even know if I've bred 100 cows yet, so my arm is a little tired now. For those of you that have bred cows, you, I'm sure, understand the feeling. And we're out closer to the other farm where we keep the heifers, and I'm going to check out this silage corn that is supposed to go to the heifers, and I believe this stuff is better than the stuff at home. But let's get in here. This stuff did not get hailed on at all, so this should be a lot better. These ears look bigger. A little more tip back. Ooh. A little more tip back on this than what's at home, but these ears do look bigger. And the plant health looks better. So. And a little bit of tip back here on this ear, but looks better than the stuff at home. That's the field I hauled manure on yesterday. It's right over there. Dad's chopping here, and beans I checked yesterday, and look at that sunset. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. That stuff will have no more than 3 loads, and we will definitely not have enough feed to fill the bag, but we're also not going to sit on it and wait for corn silage to fill it. So once we get all the haylage in, we're pulling it. There won't be enough to tie off and make another bag. So this is it for this wagon. I've got to empty it out. A lot of times I won't clean out, or every time I won't clean out the last little bit for the front beater or the bottom beater, which are the things that are spinning and grabbing the feed to make sure it's a controlled fall, and otherwise we'd have inconsistent feeding and it'd be rougher on the apron or the augers if they had to work to pull that much feed in. But this stuff was cut today, very, very leafy, which is good. That's where all the protein is. So and as you can see, I got feed just barely going out there, but gotta get it empty. And the next thing for this wagon is corn silage. So in front of me is a case-height Steiger with a blade on the front. I have a feeling I know where it's going. Some corn silage is going to be done for some neighbors and friends of ours for some custom work. I saw the Class chopper and 4 straight trucks go by when I was hauling the last load in, and I'm going out to the field now to get the last load of hay and haylage for 2024, and I got to drive slower because I can outpace that Steiger and the blade in front of me. But they're gonna go chop some corn silage and pack a bunker. So it'll be awfully nice to have a cloth chopper, that's for sure. Pretty nifty thing, these quick hitches. And with that, Haylage 2024 is done. And we got to make a decision probably tomorrow. Maybe we are going to pull it. But whether we're going to pull it or maybe put a couple loads of corn silage in later, who knows. But this is going to wrap up this video. I appreciate you guys watching a lot. Please like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Carter, out.